Journalist and author Sean Christie is joining me in studio. We're going to be chatting about his latest book, Under Nelson Mandela Boulevard. Hello.
Hello, Jennifer.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Now, I want to know, after sitting down and compiling all of these stories from these stowaways that you spoke to, you met them in 2011.
Correct,
okay?
yeah.
After compiling these stories and telling their story, what is the one thing that you really took away in your personal life from these men?
I guess a major thing was that even people who come from nothing, from terribly impoverished circumstances, have had hard lives, and end up in a country where they have no real standing officially, can still have agency, even in this age of human controls, tightening human controls. Here's a community that know how to sort of slip through the back door, as it were, onto ships and access the world.
What was your first impression when you had that first interaction with them? Did you think you were going to get this deep into their stories and create these real emotional bonds?
No. For about the first 3 years, it was only ever going to be an article. It was an article that took too long to produce. I liked the fact that they were living under the foreshore flyovers, which are historically a sort of architecture of repression and displacement, because of course Nelson Mandela Boulevard used to be Boulevard East, or Eastern Boulevard, which saw to the first displacement of people from District 6. And here's a bunch of Tanzanian migrants sheltering under it in the 21st century. It provides a kind of protection, this architecture that's been so maligned in history books and so on. So that was the hook for me. That was the initial interest.
All right, talk us through the lives of these stowaways. We want people to pick up the book and start reading it, but for people who don't really understand how these Tanzanians ended up under Nelson Mandela Boulevard and don't really understand where they're going or what their mission is, introduce us to that.
Okay. One of the biggest surprises for me was to learn that it's actually a fourth generation subculture. So beginning in the late 70s, Dar es Salaam and port cities like Tanga are filling up with people at a tremendous rate. Unplanned settlements are growing everywhere, and obviously a lot of people without lifestyle options, education, and some find that they can get away from it on board ships. They ingratiate themselves to crews and captains, sneak on board, and then these captains and crews would then allow them off in Europe, in the Americas. And enough made it over and made money, made different lives, and then came back, that it kind of fertilized a subculture. A new generation tried it. And so the fourth generation now have grown up with these stories of getting away and making a better life.
Did you feel in danger at any point?
No, I didn't. I was mugged one night in Dar es Salaam, and it was the only night in my travels in East Africa that I wasn't with my stowaway friends. I was with somebody I knew from school who happens to have relocated there. The rest of the time I was looked after like a family member, so never once did I feel endangered at all.
Was there a barrier you had to break to get to the stage where you were looked after as a family member?
My principal source, my main friend, was a guy by the name of Adam Bashili, and he is a remarkable character. So very senior in the community, and he took a liking to me, I took a liking to him. And it was really in his slipstream that I entered the community. If I had tried to immerse myself without his blessing, or the blessing of somebody like him, as senior as him, I wouldn't have gone beyond the first week.
Sean, it's been such a pleasure getting to know you. If anyone wants to pick up the book and read Under Nelson Mandela Boulevard, how can they do that?
It's in most bookstores, available online as well. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.